Welcome back to U.S. Farm Report this weekend. College Roadshow with Bex here from the University of Missouri. A big thank you to the Missouri Soybean Association as well as the Missouri Beef Industry Council for joining us, as well as our amazing group of Mizzou students. Best turnout we've had so far on College Roadshow. Just behind us, we have the Mizzou team bus that's powered by biodiesel. I mean, the atmosphere here this weekend is just amazing. Ben Brown, as well as Pat Westhoff and Scott Brown joining us for our roundtable. Ben, you look at this week, some fireworks in the market, a lot of it with the uncertainty about what's going on in Ukraine. Sparked a little bit of fireworks, then we saw prices retreat. What is moving the markets right now?
Yeah, and welcome back, Tyne. We're happy to have you here. We found out that I think that Ukraine-Russia corridor represents about 55 cents in the market. Prices went up 55 cents when Russia pulled out, and they came back down 53 cents when it looked like Russia was back in. So we'll see. That's still very much driving headlines within this market, but we've also got some other factors. Exports are soft and struggling across some of our commodities across the board. High dollar doing its job there as well and curtailing some demand. And then we look out ahead and think about what's gasoline consumption look for this next year. Where are we going to produce these bushels in the world? I think all those things are front in mind and continuing to play into these markets as we look ahead.
Pat, here we are, though, 9 months into this crisis in Ukraine. Russia doesn't even officially pull out. They say they're not going to, be part of that grain deal. And we see over a 50-cent move in the markets. How 9 months later is that news still moving the markets this much?
Yeah, it has been important to see how these markets have moved in response to relatively modest news. And yeah, you wouldn't have expected that kind of a movement to happen on just a rumor, right? And here we're back to where we were just a few days ago. So expect to see continued uncertainty and continued moving markets as there's new reports about the latest possible development in that part of the world.
So Scott, as a farmer, here we are, you're looking at the risk and you see a 50-cent risk in the market, up or a down move, just based on this news. When you look at heading into this 2023 growing season, what type of risk do farmers need to be managing at this point?
So I almost say it's across the board risk that we have to really talk about now today, Tyne, whether it's what do I want to do on the input side? We know those inputs continue to be high. In some cases, there are opportunities maybe for some lower cost. But at the same time, I'll just say that there's a lot more dollars at stake in getting that crop in the ground. Interest rates are higher. I don't think all this uncertainty goes away. How much can these individual operations handle in terms of added risk to their operation? It's not a one-size-fits-all, but risk management is so much more important. I always say I'd rather hit singles and doubles than strike out trying to hit a home run.
Well, when you look at the wheat market, Ben, there's some farmers that haven't planted wheat here in Missouri for over a decade, and this year they have the drills out and they're planting right now. So already making those decisions for the 2023 season. If you haven't marketed wheat in a while, what advice do you have for some of these farmers right now with a volatile market?
Yeah, wheat's a complex market because of all of its different classes and all of its different stories. You look at the winter wheat markets that we grow here in Missouri, plagued by drought last year, and we continue to see some other challenges in the world market as well. So there is that incentive to put out some wheat. I think last year, late harvest of soybeans delayed some planting of wheat, and also maybe some concern about fertilizer prices moving higher. Curtailed some wheat acres last year. This year, I think we have to worry about the drought and the expanding drought in the western part of the United States, continuing to maybe bring in some of those wheat acres that would have been planted potentially. So,
Dr. Westhoff, I mean, you look at some of these farmers that are making their input decisions right now, and some looking at the drought and saying, do I apply some of this fertilizer or not this fall? When you look at input prices, do you think that we could continue to see those prices creep even higher into the next growing season?
It's certainly a possibility. It comes down to simple things like what's the temperature going to be in Germany this wintertime? If it's a cold winter in Germany, they're using lots of natural gas. That means they'll have less available produced fertilizer there. These are global markets, so they'll have prices worldwide. So there's lots of uncertainty, lots of reasons prices could go higher for many of these inputs, but also maybe some optimism that things may be hopefully past the peak on those input costs.
Scott, do you want to add anything to that discussion?
Again, I'll just keep saying, I think it's really important for us to focus on the risk management side. What looks like the absolute best decision today, a few months down the road could turn out to be the worst one. So this idea that I'm going to just continue to market or continue to buy inputs the same way, I think we have to look at the world a little differently. Let's hope 2023 looks as good as I think we're going to finish 2022, which would be kind of where I sit today, yet there's just so much risk around that kind of forecast of another good year.
Well, recession, drought, there's a lot of concerns as we head into 2023, so we have a lot more to talk about. But first, we need to take a quick break, and then we'll have much more right here on U.S. Farm Report.